What is going on, heroes and villains? It is I, Zach's Not Dead, and we're going to be reacting to a Kombat Kast that released a couple of hours ago today. I would normally do this live, but I just don't feel like doing it live anymore, okay? We're going to keep live for other things, and when these specialty things happen, like Kombat Kast or trailers, we're going to make dedicated videos to it again. So please, if there's anything I say that you want to add on to, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section, because I promise if you make time for me, I will make time for you, and I'll make a response. And I love a little debate and commiseration. So let's get to it. Let's watch this video. Oh, let's first skip ahead and skip the initial, like, 11 minutes of 10 minutes, 30 seconds. Okay, here we go.
Welcome, everybody, to the Kombat Kast.
Also, like to preface this by saying I really like Tyler, I really like Derek, and I really like Stephanie. I appreciate everything that they do, and I recognize all the hard work that it took them to get where they are today. I feel bad for everyone working under Warner Brothers. I feel bad for everyone underneath the tyranny of a whole bunch of... I'm not going to get into it. Y'all know my stance. I hate WB. I love Mortal Kombat, and I hate what WB did to Mortal Kombat 1. Let's continue. What I'm hoping for, if you're wondering, what am I hoping for when it comes to this Kombat Kast? I'm hoping that they show us new modes. I'm hoping that we see online rooms, online practice, and King of the Hill practice. And honestly, I think online rooms is more important than practice online, because you cannot earn rewards playing against your friends without rooms. You can playing randoms, but almost none of my characters are you know, max level or whatnot, because you can't level them up outside of invasions. If you're playing online with your friends in a private King of the Hill or 1v1 or whatever, then you're not getting XP for that. It sucks. So please add rooms to this damn game. Outside of that, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of like the only thing I'm really hoping for. The characters having one intro, one outro, I don't see that changing. All kinds of stuff. The shortcomings from MK11 to MK1, I don't expect to see, but what I do expect to see is where we should have been day one, year one, a year ago.
For Chaos Reigns.
Woo!
It's coming very, very soon. We're very excited about it.
Yes, it's Chaos Reigns, not Drizzles.
It's Chaos Reigns in like 5 days.
Today we're going to talk about a lot of things that are coming with Chaos Reigns that we have not talked about. We're going to talk about some new balance stuff. We have a few interviews with some people from the studio about some other things in the game. So it's going to be a real fun stream, and I'm excited.
Yep, we got some new stuff coming, so can't wait to go over it.
Pretty much every aspect of the game has something fresh and new and exciting. It's a really, really exciting expansion.
That's exactly what I need to hear.
A lot of that today. As you know, most of you, hopefully, the Noob Saibot trailer came out last week, and we would like to just, in case you haven't seen it,
you live under a rock,
show it one more time.
All right, I'm going to skip this. They do a lot of filler on these. People hated birthday shoutouts. I hate the multiple trailers. All right. It's kind of good that there's filler, though, because this is an hour-long video.
There he is, Noob Saibot. What a fun trailer.
Super goth!
Very goth, cool character.
Very edgy.
Edgelord.
He's real mad, too.
Angry.
Very fun. I've been messing around with them. Enjoyable. Super. I'm just the crazy portals. Like, that's the thing that I just love, all the portals and the...
There's a lot going on.
And you'll see during the walkthrough, the portals can be a lot
enjoyable is an interesting word to use.
That's my favorite part, is I just enjoy that. Stephanie?
I gotta go with the fatality. I love the very end when the Shadow Clone rips out their spine and skull. It reminds me of Sub-Zero's Deadly Alliance fatality, where he reaches out the back and rips out their skeleton.
Right.
So it's almost like, you know, there's Sub-Zero, comes Noob Saibot, uses his clone to kind of pay tribute to a classic fatality.
Me, I like the animality. It's just like a classic throwback to Noob's fatality from MK9. Like
Make a wish.
Make a wish. Make a wish, but with alligators.
Yep.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I love the alligator and then the shadowy alligator. He's
MK9
always
came out so long ago, I barely remember it at all.
Absolutely.
So we have a lot of stuff to go over today,
Yeah.
and DK, this is going to be the DK time
Segment?
segment.
Yeah,
You're
let's
going to do a
go with
lot
it.
of talking here.
We got some stuff to talk
So
about.
there's a lot
sure.
of things to talk
Derek
about.
is
Let's go into
arguably
that.
my favorite.
Okay, terrific. So we've got a new season of Invasions, season 8. It is the season.
And by the way, Derek, if you're watching, I really want one of those shirts. I think that one says staff on the left arm. It doesn't have to say that. Maybe you could take a Sharpie and just scratch that part out. I really like that hue of blue.
Of the Dark Dragon, where Liu Kang is the invading force, and he's gone mad with power, and so he's brought his army of constructs with him to take over this time.
This looks like Garrus.
So this is just kind of an example of
Like
some of the
everyone's
skins and
Garrus.
palettes
Right.
that you'll unlock through, playing this season of Invasions, along with what will be in the seasonal shop. And we have more about the seasonal shop, but we'll get to that later.
Sure.
Also,
Is that supposed to be a Liu Kang
and we
season?
have more of invasion of some of the skins and palettes, and he's gone mad with power. Liu Kang is the invading.
It is Liu Kang, but it straight up
constructs
looks
with
like
him to take
Garrus.
over this timeline, and so this is just kind of an example of some of the.
I feel like ever since that whole Chaos, yes, this is Melina's season, their pit attire, but it was very obviously Chaos. I feel like we've been all over the place since that.
Skins and palettes
Right.
that you'll unlock.
It doesn't
through,
look bad, though.
playing This season of Invasions,
It's just,
along
you know,
with what will be in the seasonal shop.
Skins we've seen
And
before,
we have
but with
more about the
Garrus
seasonal
markings on the
shop.
body.
We'll get to that later.
Sure.
Also, this season
And
we
color.
have new mini games. We have things called arcade, which are arcade machines that you beat up. Some of them have a little bit of chaos going on, but you'll
Okay, kind of like the old school Street Fighter, where I believe you could beat up arcades and you could beat up like cars and stuff.
you'll be rewarded currency, so coins, crowns, or seasonal currency. We also have
Everything is for currency in Mortal Kombat 1. Why? Because pros and semi-pros alike, people who like to pretend like they are because they put FGC in their complain that they couldn't just play online and unlock everything. So now every reward, almost every reward, is just currency to take us to a store or a shrine. And it sucks. Even completing characters training doesn't give you a unique skin for completing a particular character's training. It just gives you more currency to use at the shrine.
missions where you have to protect a cashew. Okay,
Oh.
there's
my favorite.
There are zombies
Little-
after cashew,
little
and you gotta
cashew
keep them safe. Okay. We also
I like that.
have a mini map. That's right. We have a mini map for
A mini map or a map. Invasions has been needing navigation assist for so long, dude. For so long. I can't tell you how many times where I've been like, okay, I want 100% this maze. That's the last one I need to do. And it's telling me I'm at 98% completion. And I've opened all the chests. And so I'm going everywhere. And nowhere seems to be where I need to be. So, yes, a map is much appreciated. Muy apreciado.
for each one of the mesas that really points out where chests are, the bosses are, more of those POIs for you to, have a clear understanding of where to go.
It's a good,
and
real
things
good
like
quality of life thing people have
very-
asked for.
Now bring us a 360 camera. Let us spin it all the way around. There's no reason why we can't. I don't care if it's a white backdrop or a blank wall. I don't care. Give me the free camera.
that. Yes,
So you can now see where you're going, where you've been. et
correct.
cetera.
We also have dedicated shops.
The fact that it took that long to get a map in Invasions, a year for us to get a map, is insane, dude. It's insane. The crypt dropped with a map. And depending on which region you were in, the map, was different. Ugh, man.
That sell components.
All right, let me back this up.
Cetera.
We also have dedicated shops that sell components. I heard some feedback from the previous season that people really want to be able to target being able to get components. So we made sure that some of the larger mesas have dedicated component shops, so for people to go and find and explore.
Okay, that is kind of needed. The talisman thing can be cool. And it isn't until you like 100% all of invasions and get a whole bunch of crap that you start to like feel like, oh, I have an OP talisman. But by the time you make an OP talisman, it really doesn't matter. And you're kind of RNG with it anyway. You're kind of hoping maybe I'll get this, maybe I won't. It would be nice if you could get 10 things that, you know, made sure that your whatever your what do they call that? Your forging or whatnot went through. But yeah, it's hard to pinpoint where you could get anything in this game.
We have a new Titan, which I'm very excited for. It's pretty big.
He's very big.
It's pretty big. And of course, we will have the free trial towers for Sector, Cyrax, and Noob. So if you haven't had the chance to pick them up yet, you will be able to. Are you ready for some more new stuff?
That's where I'll be playing the game, or the new characters, I should say. I do not plan on pre-ordering this game whatsoever. I don't even want anyone buying it for me. I do not want to promote pre-ordering this game, this DLC, when we've waited a year to get out of beta, and you want me to pay premium prices for more broken promises. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I do not trust Warner Brothers whatsoever. I do not.
A lot of new stuff. Let's keep going.
What more could there be?
So we will be having online practice as well. Online practice.
Fuck
will be
yes.
in this
Yep.
update.
Wait, sorry.
We
What else?
will be having online practice as well. Online practice will be in this
Yep.
update for everybody.
Once again, a quality of life that actually matters that doesn't cost you anything. Just like this new updated invasions, just like the animalities, you're paying like $50 for a handful of characters, the story mode, right? And that's it. Like an additional couple of chapters on the story, a handful of characters, and what, 4 skins? And you're pre-ordering that at premium prices? Couldn't be me, bro.
Just so that you're aware as well. Online practice will be in this
Yep.
update for everybody.
All right.
Just so that you're aware.
Online
go out
rooms.
There, go spar with your friends. Send them an invite. You guys can just do a little
Online
practicing
rooms.
against each other online, and that will be available, of course, with this update as
You
well.
could play someone, lose, and instead of complaining on social media, work with them to improve.
Or you may just want to spar with a friend.
You could also do both. You
What?
could lose, complain on social media, and then also try to get better.
All these
Absolutely.
things are options.
Absolutely. And then we're going to start going over some of the free stuff for everybody.
Mind you, this was stuff that was in Mortal Kombat 11. There's no reason why MK1 should release without it. These are fundamental things for the games. It's not like, crushing blows aren't in MK1, so I'm going to cry about it. Fuck no, I'm not going to cry about it. Because it's not fundamentally needed, you know, to be a complete game. Rooms, online practice is. They did not say anything about rooms so far. They've only said practice. Rooms is more important than practice, in my opinion, because you don't earn rewards, you don't earn XP, you don't earn anything by just going into a private King of the Hill or a private 1v1 with your friend. You earn nothing for the characters you're using. You earn jack shit. So it would be really nice if we could have online rooms where we could have King of the Hills with our friends, and of course, randoms could randomly join if they wanted to, but it'd be really friggin' nice to be able to play this game online without having to play randoms and earn XP for your characters. What's the point of that? Why stop players from doing it? I get preventing somebody from just boosting and doing a 1v1 with their buddy, but online rooms circumvent that. Give us rooms. Give us rooms. Please. Okay? I don't know if they're going to say yes to that or not, or they're going to be added, but I'd assume if they were going to be added, he would have said it at that moment. So anyway, Derek just said we're going to look at some more of the free stuff for people, which is the stuff that I'll be able to enjoy without having to fork up another $50 fucking dollars in this unfinished, overpriced mess of a game. Not because of these 3 people and NRS, but because of Warner Brothers Discovery's dipshit merger and every dipshit executive there who likes to swing their pecker at something they have no idea what the fuck they're doing. Anyway.
with this update, but first we're going to start with animalities. If you're unaware, just for getting the update of Chaos Reigns, everybody gets access to the new animalities. That's for the base roster characters.
That's Big
along
Balls
with
move right
the
there. That's
DLC
good shit.
characters. Everybody has an animality.
But will the guest characters have animalities?
Well, you know, they're guest characters. Of course they will.
Absolutely.
Yes, and there's some rippers. There's some good ones.
One I'm thinking of in particular right now, it's Peacemaker, but continue.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah.
Real good.
No, they are awesome, but
Peacemaker better turn into a double piece. I'm sorry. I think it's kind of stupid that the animalities don't make sense to the characters that they are whatsoever. Why the fuck is Smoke a gorilla? Why is Noob Saibot an alligator? Now, I granted the move is supposed to be homage to one of his past things or whatever else, but are alligators known to... I don't know, man. It just doesn't make sense. These choices don't make sense. So I made this whole list of animalities and who I thought it could be, and so far, none of my guesses have been right because there seems to be no rhyme or reason for it. And they were like, yeah, sure, we'll make that into that one. I just don't get it. When they ask people to guess which one is going to be online, nobody can guess right because there's no rhyme or reason to it. And I wish there was.
like I said,
If you haven't been able to tell, I still feel like fucked over by pre-ordering the premium edition of MK1. I still feel cheated, if you can't tell.
those are free for everybody, and we'll go over some more free stuff here in a minute.
Animalities being free is nice.
Yeah, we do.
That's nice. Makes up for fucking me the last year, raw dog style.
You have an interview I did earlier with Josh Slingerland about animalities that we're going to show you right now. All right, everybody, another interview here on the cast. Right here. Who do we have with us?
Hey guys, Josh Slingerland, principal artist here at NetherRealm, and my job is directing all of the real-time cinematics here.
So today we're going to talk just briefly about what has returned to Mortal Kombat 1, animalities.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. We are so excited to talk about this feature. We've been working on this for months and months and months, and it's just cool to finally get it out there and
Right.
And starting to see some of the reactions to some of the small clips we've kind of already put out there already.
Because there are a lot of animalities.
Got a lot, man.
Let's talk about like what was sort of the decision? Like why bring back animalities?
Yes. So animalities, we've been talking about bringing back for a little while now. As I'm sure most of you fans know, we brought back, I think, every finisher now at this point. We brought back the babality.
Harakiri.
We brought back the brutalities. We brought back friendships last game. Now I believe animalities is the only one that we haven't brought back
There's
yet.
gonna be a lore head who proves us wrong there, but hey, we're sticking with it right now.
I'm usually wrong. So, anyways, it's time. You know, like it's been since MK3.
I feel like Mortal Kombat 1 is a goofy game. Cameos intrinsically make the game more goofy and gimmicky than in a party game than ever before. So animalities work in this more than it has in MKX or MK11. People might be like, are you serious? MK11 had friendships. And that was like, bro, no, I'm sorry. No, bro. No, bro. No. MK1 is goofy as fuck. A chipmunk rides around with a chainsaw on a Roomba.
A couple days ago when we released that game.
Okay, right.
It's just so cool to bring this back. You know, next gen graphics, new engine, things are looking hot, and I couldn't be more pleased with what the team has kind of done with this feature so far.
So what's your favorite part about it all? It's just the nostalgia. What are you excited
All of the
about?
above. It's you know, like it's a refreshing.
Every animal that was in the Gorilla Grodd stage, I think it was like Gorilla Stadium or Gorilla Museum, in Injustice 2, every single one of those animals are going to be one of the animals here because NRS had the models and they were like, let's use them. That's why I called the mammoth, because the mammoth, the big centerpiece there, and I'm sure there's gonna be a giant anaconda. Go look at that stage if you don't believe me. Go look.
Creative kind of endeavor for everybody on the team to, come up with what is every character, what are they going to transform into? Let's make sure it fits their character. What are they going to do?
I'm sorry, bro. I think you guys missed the mark on how it fits the character. Personally, I don't know you, sir. I don't. You seem like a nice person. Say a lot, but I said a lot when I first started doing videos, so I feel you there. I don't see the rhyme or reason with these. I just don't.
Let's make sure it fits their character. What are they going to do once they've transformed into that animal? And we kind of took it from there. So
Yeah. So I guess that also probably brought up a lot of challenges. Like, what if you could figure out what kind of challenges were really present here with bringing back animalities?
A lot of fun challenges. Again, it was we're making all these animals from scratch. And they look gorgeous, by the way.
Okay, I find that very interesting. He says we're making all these animals from scratch, but so many of them are in that gorilla stage. I looked at I made a post about it, how the hippo that is squishing Shang Tsung has the exact same neck folds, the same amount of neck folds, the same locations as the museum hippo did in Injustice 2. So I find it interesting that he's saying that we're making them all from scratch. I don't believe him. I kind of feel like he's lying. And I don't know why he'd be lying about that.
Making all these animals from scratch. And they look gorgeous, by the way. I'm really excited for you guys to see all of them.
I'm sure a good amount of them are from scratch, but not all of them.
Like the fur on some of our furrier guys looks really good in our engine. That was something new that we had to kind of
Gorilla Grodd looks better than the gorilla in this, and that might just be because of the engine.
Dig deep into, and then just kind of coming up with wow, it's not the character killing them, it's the animal going to kill them, and making sure that things feel authentic and but also unique from every other character.
Sounds good. Do you have, of all the animals that are in this game, do you have a favorite?
I knew this was going to come up. I don't have a favorite. There are so many.
Pick one of the top three.
But I do want to say this. I can't leave here empty-handed. I did bring a little clip I'd like to share. I've been maining Takeda a lot recently.
Okay.
So,
my guess for Takeda was a tarantula.
Why don't we show his animality? So maybe a little world premiere here.
I love it.
A brand new animality.
Okay.
No one's seen yet. So.
Well, thank you, Josh.
Let's go.
It's been awesome.
Let's see what we got.
Great to have you, and here we go. The world premiere, Takeda's Animality.
Enjoy, guys.
That I had guessed an octopus for Homelander because of what Homelander made the Deep do to his lover. If you ever watched The Boys, you'll know why Homelander turning into an octopus would be poetic in a way. I guess because he uses extending tendrils, they were like, let's make him an octopus. He's our Doc Ock, I guess. I thought a spider, like a big hairy tarantula, that would have been friggin' awesome. I think it would have fit him really well. But it's a good-looking animality, so I can't hate it regardless. I would have rather Homelander gotten the Squidbilly, though.
All right, and there it is, Takeda's Octopus, one of my favorites. Thank you, Josh, for stopping by to talk about animalities. But Derek,
Yay, I'm back.
let's talk about what else we have coming.
Sure.
I also like how they chose to do like a portal that the tendril comes out of and grabs the opponent and pulls them into the water as opposed to filling the stage with water. I kind of like that.
More.
How is that possible?
I know! All right, so there's been a lot of...
Hold on, let's see.
There's more.
But Derek,
Yay, I'm back.
let's talk about what else we have coming.
Sure. There's more.
How is that possible?
I know! All right, so there's been a lot of speculation of what the Warrior Shrine is. And what the Warrior Shrine is...
Okay, Warrior
it
Shrine.
highlights the top 5 players of Kombat League every season. And so what you'll be able to do is...
It's a permanent top 5 for Kombat League, and so you can just go through and see who made top 5. Do the statues change based on who they played primarily through the Kombat League? That would be kind of cool. And it like showcase the skin, that would be cool. Problem is, this Goro here is way better than the Goro that we actually have in game, and Goro's a cameo. Same with Sonya here. Sonya's also a cameo, so this kind of tells me these are maybe randomized or permanent statues, and we're not going to be seeing the actual main of the people who get these areas. That would make it cooler, in my opinion. It would also be a little cooler if it wasn't so easily photoshopped. So somebody might be proud that they're in this, but I could easily just wipe their name out and put mine in it. You know?
Just scroll through all the previous seasons and see who were the top 5 players of each.
Everybody playing Kombat League was like, what's the Warrior Shrine gonna be? It's gonna be a store like the regular shrine, but we're gonna use special currency from playing Kombat League, and we're gonna be able to purchase any Kombat League gear at any time, and blah, 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 and it's gonna be epic, and it's a fucking leaderboard. You know who else left out their leaderboard? Which, to be fair, Mortal Kombat didn't leave it out. There's a leaderboard that you can still check out without having this dog and pony show. So,
Each season. I know it's amazing.
I love this. I love the look of this. I do. I think aesthetically it looks nice. I love the statue. This Goro looks amazing. I wish the Goro in-game looked like this. But, it's whatever.
Season 3, I see who were the top 5 players of each season. I know it's amazing. In Season 3, myself, Stephanie, Dizzy, Nicastro, and Paulo were able to be the top 5 players.
Yeah, we're very, very strong players.
We are amazing. That's a lie. We just kind of mocked this up just to kind of give you guys a first look at it.
I just barely missed it.
You did. You just barely missed
I like
it.
how Tyler wasn't on it.
In my opinion, one
It
of
had
the
to be more
coolest-
believable, Tyler.
Very cool. You can see the art there, a tribute to, in my opinion, one of the coolest stages in MK history.
Right,
The
so
Warrior Shrine.
Those top 5 players will be immortalized in Mortal Kombat 1 with the Warrior Shrine. There's more. Okay, so we'll go from one shrine to another. So the shrine, also, not the Warrior Shrine.
The dragon
The
one.
dragon
Fire
shrine,
spitting
yeah.
dragon.
The one that they ripped out of the crypt and plopped into MK1 because they were on a time crunch due to WB. Anyway.
So, not the Warrior Shrine.
The dragon
the
one.
dragon
Fire
shrine,
spitting
yeah.
dragon shrine.
Will be updated with new cameo brutalities for all the cameos. So you just go ahead and go to the shrine, throw some coins in there, and get some new cameo brutalities.
People are gonna
What else is new?
empty that shit day
I'm
one.
going to tell you. The seasonal store. The seasonal store now has new brutalities for all characters, including the DLC characters. There's 2 per character. And they're going to be there forever. So usually with our seasonal store, it kind of resets each
roll
one
around,
of the seasons and stuff like that. These will always be there. So when we go into another season or whatnot, those are forever.
Okay, I was gonna ask, and I like how he says sorta because they do bring back stuff. It cycles around. Like I've seen things 3 times over in the seasonal store.
There for you to be able to unlock, and so you don't feel pressured like, oh, I got to get all of these this season. Also, all characters will get a seasonal palette this season through the seasonal shop along with gear. So there's more things in the seasonal shop this season.
All characters, including
Seasonal shop
DLC.
along with Also, all characters will get a seasonal palette this season through the seasonal shop, along with gear. So there's more things in the seasonal shop.
Including DLC. If that's including DLC, that's kind of big because, as y'all know, I made that post about the lack of skins in MK1 DLC versus MK11. MK11 spawn released with 40. Homelander in MK1 released with 6. And people are like, yeah, but they're just color palettes and blah, blah. Like, fuck off, bro. It's not even a quarter of his skins, and they're charging more for it. Stop glazing dumb shit, you fucking dummies. Anyway, it'd be really nice if DLC gets, you know, get some extra shit, because they need it.
This season through the seasonal shop, along with gear. So there's more things in the seasonal shop this season. Tyler,
Yes.
you thought we were done.
I didn't.
No, we're not done.
I wrote the
Wow.
script. I know what's coming next.
Oh, yeah, all right. Okay, fair enough. So also with just updating to Chaos Reigns, everybody will get 4 new environments. Those 4 new environments also have 2
Wait.
Everybody will get 4... Fair enough. So also with just updating to Chaos Reigns, everybody will get 4 new environments. Those 4 new environments also have 2 variations to each one of the environments, kind of like a day-night sort of cycle.
4 new environments. Is that stages? Are we talking about stages?
In addition to that, everybody will get 5 new stage variations too. So like the whoosh
Okay, I'm so confused.
environments, kind of like a day-night sort of. Just updating to Chaos.
Okay, it
Reigns,
might be variations to stages that already exist.
everybody will get 4 new environments. Those 4 new environments also have 2 variations to each one of the environments, kind of like a day-night sort of cycle. In addition to that, everybody will get 5 new stage variations too. So like the Whoosh Academy now has a different sort of chaos-like themed variation that everybody will get.
Sindel's throne room has the damaged version.
You know, before we get to that, we did an interview today with Corey
What?
from the environment team about the new stages, and I think we should take a look at that video.
Okay, here we go.
All right, now we have a special interview with my friend. Yes,
I like to think we're friends. Yeah.
I like this. I like to hear that. We're going to talk about stages today. Can you introduce yourself before we do?
Yeah, I'm Corey Billett. I'm on the environment team here at NRS.
Awesome. And you and your team had a hand in building all of these stages out.
Yeah, a lot of people have worked very hard to kind of make new things for fans to get to experience 4 stages to do violence and destruction in front of.
Excellent. So we've now entered our chaos era. How did you and the team imprint Havoc's personality onto a lot of these new stages?
Well, so for the new era for Liu Kang, we got to kind of do the more tranquil, beautiful spaces. Havoc doesn't really follow that mindset. He's a little bit more destructive and violent, so we got to play on some of those aspects for the new stages, kind of embracing more of that gritty MK vibe a little bit more, and definitely playing with physics in interesting ways, cosmic colors and stuff, because it's not Earthrealm as we know it. It's a different space entirely, so we really tried to push that, and hopefully it's clearly recognizable in the stuff we did.
Well, let's see that. You brought along some kind of stage pans. Let's start with the Chaosium, and if you could kind of go through sort of what that all represents.
Sure. So Chaosium is a arena where Havoc and a lot of his masochistic friends are performing murder games kind of 24/7, doing violence on people both willing and not willing. This is just like I said, it's just a space where he kind of runs his games from up atop the throne. You see him there. So there's a ton of when you're actually fighting in here, there's a ton of just animations and activity going on. It's just a very intense space.
Awesome. Well, that's a great one. That's beautiful. Like some different colors we've used, some different palettes, sort of.
Yeah, very colorful skies and everything. Hopefully that's...
Is it weird that I want to get away from this multiverse phantasm look or fantastical look and like massive fantasy, weird heavenly look? I want to get away from that. I'd rather be in a friggin' like POS looking dojo, you know? Like I just want a little bit more realism and not so much friggin' never-ending story
that's pretty obvious.
But it is a
But
pretty
also, still,
stage.
like you said earlier, like what the fans. I mean, we hear about it a lot. The gritty Mortal Kombat
yes,
feel
yes,
too.
yeah.
which
We
people-
did the beautiful side. Now we kind of want to
It's
do
still
a little
pretty.
gritty, violent MK side.
And as an artist, that's probably fun too, because
Oh, yeah.
you did all the like the beautiful flowers.
I mean, there
the
are
colors.
so many ways you can display skulls and just violence, and
Right.
we're running. I mean, we've tapped that well pretty significantly, but there's still a lot we can pull out of that.
Sure. What has been your favorite part of the new stages or working on them?
I think just the ability to do interesting and weird things. Again, being it is like our chaos timeline, we can play with physics, we can play with things in an interesting way. We pushed NPCs and just kind of the liveliness of things. Like Tea House, for example, was a stage with a lot going on. Chaos EM that we just looked at is another one where there's just going to be a lot going on, and
Right.
we push that in all of the new stages.
And that's one of the things that I've always liked about the stages too, is that they have a life. They're a character almost.
Hopefully,
There's-
if we did our job, yeah.
right.
MK1 stages don't have life. And it's not because of this guy's fault. The only one that feels like it has life to me is Johnny Cage's mansion when the Roomba comes around. When the Roomba comes around. Johnny Cash? No? And that's, I think, not at the behest of these people trying to add in things like chairs and shit that just goes flying out of nowhere, like physics don't know how to handle a wooden chair in this game. It's more like we don't have stage interactables. We have none at all. There's no stage transitions, no stage interactables. So to live in the environment, to feel like you're actually in an environment, it doesn't really feel like it to me. They're just set pieces for the background. That nothing changes by using one stage or another. Just personally.
Right, there's things happening in the background. Like, what are they doing? What are they?
Exactly,
They're
yes.
buying food.
There
What's
are
going on?
things
They're
that
having
I
fun.
will say, like
enjoy that. Real quick, in addition to the new stage,
that snow
stages,
stage in the
what else
background.
are
You can
fans
see the
looking
soldiers
for
coming
in-
down the hill. I like
Real
that.
quick.
I do like that.
They're
Exactly, yes.
buying food. What's going on? They're having fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy that. Real quick, in addition to the new stages, what else should fans be looking for in what you've created?
Outside the totally new stages, we also had the opportunity, obviously, to kind of we revisit in our story some of the stages fans might know well. We got the ability to do fresh takes and remixes on those, kind of showing what happens when Havoc enters the scene. So I know we have like Fire Temple, that is the seat of Liu Kang's power. We get to then see kind of what Havoc does when he enters the neighborhood, and he's essentially spits on, Liu Kang's front door. He makes it his own, and it is no longer the same place. It's not tranquil anymore. Havoc has brought his mentality, and it's just chaotic firestorms, and again, an affront to Liu Kang as the god of Earthrealm.
Awesome. That was cool. And
If you like fire, it's cool.
Yeah, it's opposite of what we saw earlier.
Yes.
I mean, previously in MK1. We got one more stage. First of all, anything you'd like to say before we're going to show one more stage and then sign off with this interview? But
Before we show the last one, just want to say thank you to the fans. There's been a lot of just really positive feedback for stages, and in a fighting game, that's totally not expected because the characters are and should be the focus. But we've seen just the appreciation for the work in the stages, and that's really awesome to see. So just thank you for that, and we're very excited for fans to see what we did.
and there's a lot of really cool stuff. There's a few things we're not going to be showing today.
Yeah,
We're
there's
not-
plenty of secrets still to look at when you get the game for yourself.
Right. So before we go, let's take a look at at Havoc Citadel.
Yeah, so for Havoc Citadel, this is a kind of endless void of winding pathways, all disintegrating and kind of tearing apart in various ways, and this just really, I think, shows some of the physics stuff I mentioned earlier, where we get to mess with things in a way that don't feel like Earthrealm. There's a lot of just weird, spacey stuff going on. And
Cool color changes.
yes,
Yeah.
and I give huge props to the team because this is one where it's inherently chaotic and just a ton of winding pathways, and it can be hard to make that composed, but I think they really did a great job of making something feel composed and intentional for something that is just so random. And
I agree with that.
That's an interesting quote. Intention behind
It is
chaos.
very
yeah,
random.
finding the intention behind chaos.
Right. Like that's difficult.
It is extremely difficult, and a lot of very talented people spend a lot of time trying to put just a little bit of that in there, so hopefully it's reflected.
Make it make sense.
Yeah,
So,
exactly, as much as we can.
Corey, thank you so much for joining
Yeah,
us.
of course, thank
these
you.
stages, of course, are coming in Mortal Kombat
Yes.
1.
Yes.
And back to the stream. Awesome. Thank you, Corey, for that. That was awesome to see the overview of the stages and just... Now, again, that wasn't all of them, but I just wanted to kind of show you what they're thinking about, how they inject and imprint Havoc's personality onto these stages.
Yeah, it's
Which
a
is-
really cool aesthetic for these new stages.
Yeah, they look really cool. before we move on to some balance stuff that I want to talk about, which I know you're all very excited about, and then, of course, Noob, DK, there's one more big thing we want to talk.
I don't care about balance changes on fighters because I frankly barely play this game because I feel like it's still in beta and I'm waiting for it to be a complete game because I don't want to put more time into it than a developer did. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I spent 100 or like 1,000 some odd hours playing MK11. I don't know how many hours I spent playing MK1, but I used to play MK11 every day. I forced myself to play MK1 once a week.
Talk about that's coming with Chaos Reigns.
Yes. So we've got. Dang it! You just said one more thing. We do have one more thing. All right. So for Chaos Reigns, I'm going to read from a piece of paper. I hope everybody's all right with that. You know, for Chaos Reigns, we have removed the Gateway Mesa, and we have replaced it with the new Towers of Time.
Let's fucking go. I've said it so many times. I literally said it yesterday during the reaction to that trailer that like less than 50 people watched. Why do I do this? Why am I even doing this? I don't fucking glaze MK and all of its fucking dumbassery. So it's just like people are like, yeah, I'm just gonna, I don't know. I'm an 86 out of this, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, that's me projecting. Yeah, having the gateway, the towers essentially, single player, locked into invasions is stupid. Having it to where your character had to reach level 5 before you could even access the gateway every season was fucking stupid. So it's nice to see that they're going back to what works instead of doing something new for the sake of it being new and different. Like, stick with shit that works.
Towers of Time is also accessible from the main menu.
Let's look at that. Okay, obviously debug menu, that's not going to be for us. We can see the new seasonal bit in the bottom right there. Yeah. All right, earn rewards by completing challenges in a living rotation of towers. Towers of Time is back. That's what's up.
It's a combination of the Gateway Mesa and the MK11 Towers of Time experience.
Be transparent about your
There
rewards.
are 9 towers that are always available to the player.
All right.
The front 3 towers are persistent towers. The first tower is the arcade tower with no modifiers, and players can unlock ladder endings, and they're just quick matches with ladder endings.
What's the difference between that and Classic? Because I saw Classic was bisect from this mode.
The second tower is our seasonal tower. Same as what we've had in the Gateway with previous seasons of Invasions. The seasonal tower gets progressively more difficult after each completion, and players unlock seasonal exclusive cosmetics after each milestone level, basically every 5 completions. The third tower is the Legacy Tower. After each completion, players will unlock unobtainable pallets from previous seasons of Invasions. With later updates, we'll continue to add additional.
I'm trying to look to see if these look any different. And I think just the tops of the towers look different. There's probably 12 different tower variations in MK11, and we have 2 in this game.
Cosmetic items to that loot pool. The middle row of towers is a series of procedurally generated towers that change every hour. The tower difficulty range from very easy to very hard, going from left to right. The final back row of towers is dedicated to our live content.
There you go.
Live on the
It was always confusing. They'd be like, oh yeah, try out this character in the trial towers. And then I'd go into Invasions, and I'd be like, where the fuck is this trial tower shit? You know, it was not easy to navigate and find whatsoever. And the sucky part was there were special combat card, icon, background, and foregrounds that you could only get by doing these character trials. So I missed out on a fuck ton of customization stuff. I'm all about customizing. I'm all about unlocking unique rewards. And it was like they kept it in the back room without telling anybody about it. Like, it's just awful. It was an awful way to set it up. I didn't like it at all. And I'm going to be a little honest. It's a little uncomfortable how they have it set up here. I think Injustice 2, Mortal Kombat 11 had a really good layout for their overview. This whole foreground, background thing, it's a little awkward. But, you know, at least it's easy to navigate, and you don't have to walk between each one of them.
To play the character demo towers for Sector, Cyrax, and Noob. So if you haven't purchased them yet, you can try them out in the Towers of Time. There's exclusive player module pieces for completing the demo towers for each of those characters. Anytime we have a live event or holiday event, they will populate this back row.
Holiday event.
Let's dig a little deeper. When you press the start button, this will bring up the Towers of Time menu. There are 3 active challenges. Each challenge rewards points. All challenges must be completed in Towers of Time environment. Once an easy or hard challenge...
They finally did it. They stopped being such greedy pieces of shit and gave us more ways to earn dragon crystals. Granted, it's only 75 dragon crystals when I'm pretty sure you were earning 200 every time one of the tower rotations back in MK11. So they're still being fucking a little greedy about it, but at least there's no longer a fucking cap on dragon crystals. Fucking cowards at Warner Brothers, dude. I hate them. And then anybody not going to bat for us at NRS, like, you're just letting it all crumble, and you're watching us crumble with it. I don't know, bro. Is job security worth it? Is job security worth your integrity as a human being?
Challenge is completed. It is replaced with a new challenge. In addition to points, easy and hard challenges reward different crafting components, consumables, or relics. That brings us to the weekly challenge. The weekly challenge rewards dragon crystals. The weekly challenge can only be completed once per week.
Once a week, you can get 75 crystals.
Of Towers of Time points.
Once a week, you can get 75 crystals. Let's go ahead and bust out our handy dandy calculator. All right, so if out of 7 days, you can get 75 crystals, right? And on average, a skin costs 800 to 1,000, right? So we would need to do 11, right? Yeah, you would need to do 11 weeks of completing that to be able to earn a skin. It's better than never being able to earn one, that's for sure. But 11 weeks meeting the weekly challenge, assuming you do it every week, you could earn a skin for free by playing the game. That's what this game fucking needed. Thank you. I can feel my hate meter falling down. I feel it diminishing. I can feel the hate meter coming down. I genuinely do. I feel like my hostility to this game has just diminished quite a bit because you gave people, mind you, I grew up not well off, okay? So when I see that they put a cap and the best stuff behind egregious paywalls, as a person who was evicted out of many homes, lost a lot of their stuff growing up as a kid, just grew up poor, okay? It pissed me off that this game was meant for rich bitches who had no idea what to do with their money. That's what this game was for. Now it's finally for the fucking every man. Now this game is for fucking for everybody. Fucking scumbags at Warner Brothers. If I had a kid, I would not buy them MK1 if I didn't have the disposable income to get them the best of everything else because there's literally a cap on it. And I wouldn't want my kid to feel like the poor piece of shit. You know what I mean? It's like back to the whole Fortnite thing where people would shit on somebody for using the default skin, you know? Now who gives a shit? There's so many skins, so many this, so many that. People will see a default and it's almost refreshing. But yeah, so 11 weeks. 11 weeks, and you too could buy a skin without having to pay any in-game money. That's nice. If that was your only dragon crystals you were relying on. All right, let me back this up. That is huge. That's huge. It's huge. It's a huge thing for me. That's massive. Way to go. Good job on you, NRS. I don't know if you had to fight for that against WB or what, but fucking good on you for finally adding more ways to earn dragon crystals instead of making poor people feel like pieces of shit who can't afford your egregious microtransactions.
The weekly challenge rewards dragon crystals. The weekly challenge can only be completed once per week. The weekly challenge also rewards a generous amount of Towers of Time points. What do these points do, you might ask?
I was going to ask.
I know. These points contribute to a bi-weekly player versus player competition within Towers of Time.
The current points thing, that right-hand side, is the same format that they had for MK11. It was based on where you stood completing these towers amongst all the players in the world. And honestly, that kept me playing a lot in MK11. That had me coming back a lot for the coins at the end. Unfortunately, if you're top 5 here, you get a skin. But back then, I think you got a skin or something unique or particular for reaching these top echelons, right? Top 10, top 5. And I'm pretty sure they have brutalities in there too at some point. But there was always a skin at the very top spot. And if you had already gotten that skin and you reached top 5 again, the reward would be more time crystals. So hopefully that's what ends up happening here. If you do end up already owning the Melina palette and you reach top 5 again, will it give you a substitute reward of dragon crystals? I'm going to reach out to Derek Kurtzik on Twitter and see if he can give me an answer to that.
Once the timer runs out, players are rewarded items based on their final placement, and a new competition begins.
Very, very exciting.
All right. For launch of Chaos.
Should have been there on release. NRS should have been allowed to release this game 7 months later than it was released. All of this should have already been able to be done. They wouldn't have had to worry about bugs that were introduced with DLC because they would have just been able to focus on making the game good and ready for release. Fuck you, Warner Brothers, for, ruining MK's reputation. I'm not going to pre-order anything from them for a while unless they leave your shithouse.
Very, very exciting.
All right. For launch of Chaos Reign, only challenges will be rewarding points. But very soon, we're going to be adding points to towers. So the harder the tower, the more the points that you'll receive upon completion. We just really want to massage the numbers and things like that before we, push it out to everybody. Right. So there it is.
Nice job, DK.
There's your single-player content. There's your dragon crystals. Your online practice. We still need online rooms. Now, having Towers of Time and a rotating of towers and having all those rewards means I'm going to be able to earn XP for any one of my fighters without having to go online, without having to get stuck in invasions. And invasions, they also cap the XP you can earn. You can only do a node 2 times before you can't earn XP from it anymore. So there's a cap on that too. Because people were, I guess, finding loopholes or ways that they could, grind for XP as fast as possible to level up their characters as quick as possible. And I guess WB didn't like that. WB didn't like people having dragon crystals and didn't have to pay for more of them. I still have the offer for, hey, your first time pack, wanna buy in on the dragon crystals? We'll give you double for $5 or whatever the fuck it is. Suck a fat one, dude. You already ripped everyone off day 1, Warner Brothers. Fucking.
That was well. You read slowly, concise. It was very well done.
I just learned how to read.
Probably true. So anyway, thank you, Derek.
There's so much sarcasm lately.
For
Chaos Reigns.
Chaos Reigns, yeah, exciting. We now some more exciting stuff to talk about.
More exciting stuff.
We are going to talk about some. I got quite a few little balance things we want to talk about that I think you'll all really enjoy. Again, we're not going to go through everything in the balance today because there's a lot of stuff coming.
Where are the patch notes?
Where are the patch
Where
notes?
are the patch
Where are the
notes?
patch notes?
They will be coming. We're first going to start out with, we'll be showing videos with all of these. The first one we're going to show is a little video with Garrus and Omni-Man. Let's take a look.
Oh.
That needs to be a brutality.
All right, now again, you can probably play back these videos if you want to see what happened. But what happens there is, for this one, Omni-Man's forward 2, where he kind of dashes at you and punches, now gives you a little ground bounce. Now, if you're in the corner, that's awesome because you can do a corner comm right there.
Quarter com.
But if you can also use it for a cameo to help pick up the combo after the forward 2. And Garrus's forward.
Weren't
3
cameos
down
already
bounces,
able to
so
do
you
that?
Can, use the double time move where he makes a clone of himself to continue combos, or you can use, again, a cameo to help out with that combo as well.
What are we bouncing to next, bud?
We're going to bounce to Kung Lao. Let's take a look.
That was cheesy, Derek, but I thought it was funny. Wait, what? Kung Lao? Oh, the cameo? Oh.
Cameo Kung Lao now has an orbiting hat. For a duration, he'll put a hat around you. If the enemy is hit, they are stunned. So you can use this for protection, or hell, just throw out a random teleport and see what happens, you know?
That's how I roll.
So that's a new thing for Cameo Kung Lao. Orbiting hat, we've seen him before, but it works a little differently here. Nice. Let's see Kung Lao, the character now. Let's take a look at this video.
Will the real Kung Lao please stand up?
Okay, I don't remember him having that.
All right, now Kung Lao now has an aerial hat toss, which
Yeah,
he can use.
that's a buff you can really hang your hat on.
There we go. And if the EX version of that is really good for combos. So there's another tool for Kung Lao to continue combos and kind of deal with people in the air. And you can also do it pretty low off the ground, too. So it can be...
My favorite thing is everything that is making me happy about what I'm seeing is free. I don't have to pre-order it. I don't have to pre-order jack shit. Okay? My game's going to update in a couple of days, and I'm going to have all these things that we should have had on day one. I still don't see online rooms, which still kind of disgusts me a little bit. But I, for the first time, feel like somebody that works at NRS has every right to be proud of something here. Because as a whole, you know, somebody might be like, I'm proud I designed that belt. That belt looks amazing. Well, good for you, Glen Coco. You go, Glen Coco. But as an overall project, you know, I think you'd be able to apply at another position and they'd be like, oh, that game ended up becoming a success. Nice, nice. Were you year 1 or year 2 of that? Oh, nice, nice, nice. You know, whereas before it's been nothing but a shit show. And you look at comments as soon as Game Awards makes a comment about it's been a year since MK1 came out, and you look at the comments under it, and people are like, yeah, and it's still ass. But then you see this, and that feels nice. This feels nice. All the free stuff, getting us where we should have been on release, is nice. I still would like an apology. I feel like the NRS community's owed one. And if you don't think we as a community is owed one by WB, I think you're just dumb.
Used a lot of places throughout the screen. We have 2 more videos we're going to show you. The first one is awesome. A little bit of Shang and Shijinko buffs. Let's take a look at those.
What the?
So from that video, you're going to notice that Shijinko now has new combo string, where you can do a punch into a kick, which is a crumple stun, which allows you to do combos. He also has a kick into an overhead chop. So some new moves for Shijinko to get in there. Old Shang, when you're playing as Old Shang, he has forward 3-4, which is a double hitting low, a new string. Stephanie, let's talk about all Shangs.
Well, showing that an old dog can learn new tricks.
Ooh.
There we go.
Shang has a move where you do the input and he will morph into the opponent's cameo, perform one of their moves, and then morph back. For example, if he's fighting someone using cameo Sonya, he will morph into Sonya, do the leg grab, morph back. If someone's using Pharah, morph into Pharah, do the little grab, morph back. And all these attacks also have EX moves which make them stronger. A lot of them are combo starters, they recover faster.
Interesting.
For
A
example, the
lot
leg
of Shang
grab
players are going to
will
be
knock
pretty
sorry,
well
man.
off after this. I'm not going to say
Cool.
eaten.
Regular-
I'm not going to say they cooked. I'm not going to say we eaten now. None of that shit, because I have to turn off my brain.
and EX versions of one of their cameo moves that he'll morph into.
Right. We got one more video to show you. I know there's been a lot of videos. Thanks for sticking with us. You've seen this one before, but we want to talk about it real quick. This is, let's see, Sonya's dive kick. Ooh. All right, now Sonya has a dive kick. It's an overhead. It's a summon, so it won't like save you from mistakes. But it's really good for offense. A really good way to start a combo that starts overhead. And you'll also notice, maybe for you eagle-eyed Takeda players, forward 2 is now special cancelable.
Sprinkle that in.
Just sprinkle it in.
Sprinkle that
Little
in.
nugget.
Little nugget. So, but I think it's time to move on to the main event of the show. We got Noob Saibot.
Saibot.
And before we start, let's talk about Noob. Who is Noob? What is Noob?
Well,
All right,
Noob
I'll stay for the lore.
debuted
We're gonna finish this with the lore minute. I'll probably fast forward after they get done showing off Noob Saibot. I don't care about the DLC. I don't care about the paid for content. I don't. I just don't. I'll probably get it when it's 60% off come December. But until then, it's gonna at least be 40% off come December. Watch. And I'm not getting effed over twice. You're not getting me twice, WB. Not this guy. No, sir.
was one of the 3 secret characters. To get to him, you had to win 50 fights in a row.
Hey!
And he started off as just a black silhouette of a ninja. He could do Scorpion's Harpoon. He was just a secret character. But in later games, Trilogy, Ultimate MK3, some of the home versions, then MK4 the home versions, and on, he became more fleshed out, more lore, more moves. I think a lot of long-term fans will know that in the original timeline, he was Sub-Zero. Killed by Scorpion in the first tournament, Quan Chi brought him back to life as this ghostly wraith or
Ooh, that
revenant.
Quan Chi.
And he was a member of the Brotherhood of the Shadows, and he had his shadow powers. In the new era, things are a bit different. This time, he has been chaos pilled by Havoc. He is
Shut the front door.
he is a creature of chaos. And so, you know, his power set is very similar. He still has the shadows, the portals, but he's way more of a chaotic cleric of chaos and true believer in anarchy instead of the kind of dark arts Quan Chi stuff.
Right.
All right.
And of course, you can play Chaos Reigns to see the expansion and see how old Bihan adjusts to this change.
Love
Not well.
it. Not well. Not
No.
well. All right, so let's do it.
go into his gameplay. Let's start with his normal attacks, which almost every normal attack he has, he uses the shadow.
If you're gonna use it, you might as well use
Right.
it. I mean,
They
you gotta
are a
use it.
true tag team.
All right, we're gonna watch this like
out his throw,
fatal blow stuff
fatal
at the end
blow.
here.
And his into the attack that leads into it is also very strong. It's a tracking low, so you want to go.
Oh, look what I did. It's like his fatal blow in MK11 where it grabbed you with the teleport on the ground. Isn't that how it worked?
Oh, that's one of the
That
best bone crushing.
that was
things in
really
the
cool.
game.
That was really cool. I almost kind of want to see it again.
You want to see it again?
I do. I do.
Tyler?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Wait a minute here.
Sector
Did you
shot.
catch that?
They didn't go anywhere that time.
Cameo Sector has a special fatal blow into.
Just
where
like
if you hit the
Motaro does.
R1 button, he will shoot a rocket, so it becomes a projectile fatal blow attack.
And so that works with everybody because it's
Correct,
cameo.
because it's cameo. It's very similar to Motaro's
Right.
alternate fatal blow into.
Very cool. Very cool.
All right, so that was new Cybot. Very
This has been
excited.
a lot. This has been a lot.
I gotta say, I do want to mention something. When on the 24th, we will have Twitch drops are coming back.
Ooh.
So make sure you watch some streams during that day, and you'll see you'll get some different palettes and whatnot from just watching streamers and what. So make sure you're signed up with that.
Most importantly,
Yes, sir.
birthday
importantly-
shout-outs.
Don't forget to pre-order, so you get your pre-order skin.
Yes.
UMK3 Sub-Zero. Let's go.
Second most importantly,
If you pre-order solely because you want to get that skin, you have a problem. You have a spending problem. Yeah, everything that we're seeing that is good and is noteworthy is free. It should have been there on day one. I'm not pre-ordering $50 for a couple of story chapters, 4 pre-order skins, and a couple of characters. When I'm going to get, literally, the only reason to pre-order is for the skins. And to be those 4 skins. Do you think paying twice as much 2-3 months in advance is going to be worth it? Is it worth it? If it's worth it to you and you have that much expendable money, what the fuck? I wish you had a different fandom. I wish you were a whale somewhere else. But, it is what it is.
birthday shout-outs.
Of
Let's
course.
go. All right, we've got Overlord Shona. Sure, let's go with that. Josh Williams, Jim O'Leary, Eric Kyander, Jason Sun, Michael Bellapani, Daria Code, Emilio Cantu, Adrian Chavez, Aaron Dizzy Davis,
I know him.
Dan Roth.
I'd been
Terrence
wanting to be on this
Silverstein,
birthday
Tamara
shout-out
Vega,
list for so
Mark
long.
Inglis, you having fun? We still got more.
I'm loving it. Yeah.
Okay. Matt Parker, Alex Bitterman, and the Toastmaster himself, Dan Forden. Happy birthday!
Birthday, everybody. Chaos Reigns is coming out really soon. We're super excited. Before we go, as always, QA has been kind enough to put together an awesome noob.
Not going to watch that. Okay, I really am looking forward to playing the story chapter stuff, and I'm going to play it in December. I'm not paying to get ripped off again. I'm just not. I'm not rewarding that behavior. I can't reward that behavior. And I wish more people didn't. I wish more people were like, hey, we shouldn't allow this sort of shit. You know, you got to set the precedent, right? You got to put your foot down at some point. You keep being okay with taking more or them taking more and giving less every time. You're going to be okay with it every time until you're just not okay with it. I'm sorry, but releasing in the state that MK1 did, we deserve an apology for that as a community. As a whole. Like, not me personally. I don't want them to say, hey, sorry that you feel ripped off. I'm not that narcissistic. We as a community deserve to be given an apology, a genuine one, and not being like, we hear you. Fuck you here, bro. Anyway.
Cybot fight directly after we're done talking. So can't wait to see you in Chaos Reigns, and can't wait to see you at the next Kombat Kast.
Woo!
All right. Genuinely like the people below. Yeah. My hate meter definitely dwindled a bit. It definitely dwindled a bit. I'm still mad at all you people who bought, like, you know, every skin day one that it drops. The holiday fatalities, you ate that shit up so quick. You were like, let me get some of that. Yeah, $12. Okay, here you go, daddy. Like, y'all are some of the dumbest people. There's no way that you work for a living. There's no way that without you working and having an income that you wouldn't have a place to live. I'm pretty much saying there's no way you don't live at home or live in a situation where it's not relying on you. You know what I'm saying? To pay bills. Because, yeah, bro. I don't know. I don't know. I'm way happier now that there isn't a cap on dragon crystals. I'm way happier that we have online practice. I'm way happier that Gauntlet's been moved out and now we have Towers of Time again. And that they're going to be adding brutalities to DLC characters. And hopefully seasonal skins for the DLC characters too, because they are missing so much. And the cameos are missing so much too. So it'd be nice to have the cameos all get new skins. It would just be nice. If you want to make them a part of the game and you want to take away customizations from our main roster, at least give our side roster cameos more options to customize than a couple of palette swaps. I hate it. This game should have released 7 months later, and I'd have a completely different outlook on it. And it would probably be the fighting game of the big three. It would be dominating the big three once again, instead of being at the bottom of the big three. Anyway, that's all. Thanks for sticking it out. How long did this go for? Over an hour. Who's going to watch this? I don't know. Maybe you. All right, see you guys next time. Peace.